Hey everybody, so today we have here, this is a Lenovo 7th Gen X1 Carbon, and we actually did a fix for it. There was a problem with the USB-C there. It wasn't a physical problem. It's a problem that actually does go very well with these models. We've actually made a really nice comprehensive video on talking about the different models that are impacted with the USB-C problems, how it's not a problem with the port here, it's a problem with the actual board itself there, and we need to do a motherboard repair on that. We have a good video on that. I'll link that in the video in the description below if you want to go ahead and check that out. This was a completely dead machine. We did get in here for repair. Obviously you can see now it's turning on and it's charging fine. We get the light on the side here. It's really faint, which it's hard to see, but it will charge up. And notice I'm using the little dot there, but you can see it is the little charging icon that does go there. It's charging the battery totally fine. It's powering on. So this laptop was dropped off. It's completely dead, not powering on. We did a diagnosis on it. We checked the board and that it was an issue with the USB IC. We did check there wasn't any liquid spills or aren't any other damages to any other parts of it. Just a completely dead machine. We did check, make sure the hard drive's fine. We did check that the data is there, that we can see the data, because it's always a good option, especially if someone doesn't want to do a power repair. We always like to give all their options to see that maybe they just want to get their data. Sometimes there can be a BitLocker there too, but that's a it's a whole other video. If you want to check out those, go have fun with those ones. But it's completely dead. Didn't see any other extra damage to it. We didn't see that's been opened. It has been worked on. We didn't see anything extra for it. So we did the repair. We fixed it. Now we have it on. And if you notice, something isn't working here. And this is actually the touchpad. The touchpad isn't working. This does work here. You see that? That's the little rubber piece. And also these right and left clicks do work. You can see that. The clicks actually at the top and bottom do work. So we looked into this and we did find that there was an issue with the trackpad. We want to go ahead and check our device manager to see if anything has really changed. We actually did see that there is the I2C HID device driver that does come up. It has a little triangle and exclamation point. We can see that. We also did see that if you go into the mice and other pointer devices settings, we can see that there is an ELAN touchpad driver there. It's actually installed. And it's really strange because if you go to the I2C HID device, actually what that is a touchpad driver as well. And if you go to the error code, we actually did see that it was not able to start. Now this is a very interesting issue. We did check other software things like the Lenovo Advantage because this one has that installed there. We did actually open up too, make sure the connections are fine. You can actually see that the connections when we open it up, you can see that the fingerprint reader also connects to the trackpad. The fingerprint reader is actually working totally fine. We didn't see any connection issues, any problems being with the cable. Looks to be pretty good. The only time we didn't have to even remove the trackpad or the trackpad cable, the only thing we would have to do was to remove the connection from the board, because when you take the board out, that's when you do a repair. We also checked around the area. We didn't see that there's any damage to the board around the area that's very obvious or anything else that's going on. But so what's kind of the whole point? Well, this is a completely dead machine and we powered on and we found another issue. These models, when you actually do check out the device manager, you'll see that there's a lot of different things going on. These aren't just basic input devices where it's just a mouse and it's just a trackpad and a pointing device. You're actually a software that's built in them. There's gestures, there's lots of other things, and there's a whole motherboard that does go on there as well, and there's components that are connected to that motherboard. And you could see even when you do remove the ELAN driver to reinstall it, or if you're reinstalling another one, it does go to a PS2 driver. There also is another driver connected to, which is the I2C HID device, which is also part of the trackpad. And we've seen this even in like HP models as well. They have these problems. The fix for them really is to replace the trackpad. So we did let the customer know that it's turning on. We actually fixed the issue that it was in here in the first place. You have a working machine. There is a problem with the trackpad. If you're interested in fixing that, we would need to replace that. And obviously that would be more of additional cost because it's outside the normal realm of repair. The customer was actually very, very upset about this, and they said that it was working before it had come in here. So per our policy, if a device isn't powering it on as it's being dropped off here and we're able to do a repair for it and we find that there may be other issues, we wouldn't be really responsible for replacing that because that's outside the realm for repair. Part of the diagnosis is to let the customers be aware, especially if there's like a liquid spill or any obvious damage right to the screen. If you see an obvious damage to the trackpad connection, then it doesn't turn on, then you're like, oh, it doesn't turn on, that's not good. But we always like to let them know if there's a liquid spill, if there's areas that can be impacted, especially like the keyboard or anything else, we like to let them know at the point of diagnosis so they're aware before they want to move forward with the repair. If something's completely dead and there's no obvious connection issues, there's no obvious broken latches, there's no obvious damage, there's no burn marks, there's no component failures that we can see. There's no way we can really tell until we actually turn on the device. So the customer is claiming that something is working on a non-working device and that we're expected to really replace it. He spent a lot of time ensuring that this is not a driver issue, that's not a software issue, and in fact that it is a trackpad issue. Okay, so a really interesting thing we actually did find, if we go to the I2CH ID device, we actually do find it here. There's actually, you can go to properties, you go to events, and then you can actually see the event viewer of what happened here. We did see that on 3/7 actually of when it is. We're doing the repair. This one's finishing up around 4:29 right now. And this is actually before it's been brought in. It's been almost 4:27 p.m. Device is not started. It says HID I2C. So that's most likely when there was problems, was on 3/7. Now, we do see that in the event viewer. The timestamp, it has a date and time exactly by the millisecond of the problem and when it happened. We can clearly see that there has been a problem going on for this for quite some time now. We did actually let the customer know about this, and we can see it in the event viewer. We did spend a lot of time to make sure there wasn't some software or driver thing we can quickly do for them. We did spend a lot of time just researching this issue, and we come to the conclusion that the trackpad does need to be replaced. Now, they're still very furious about that. We do understand that. You came to our shop, you did a board level repair, and we wanted to make sure we did everything we possibly can do to make sure that there is no other issues, especially if it's a software driver. We could definitely clear that up if it's not a problem, but they are still very furious. They did not want to pay for a trackpad whatsoever or pay for any other extra services outside of what was agreed upon there, because it's really not fair for a shop to be doing a board level repair, especially one that's very well known with these issues. Again, if you want to check out that video about Lenovo's and the USB-C, go ahead and check that out. It's a really good video talking about them. It's a very high level board level repair, and it's just unfortunate that there is another issue that you can't foresee, especially on a dead machine, that can happen, and that the customer would have to spend extra money on top of that. But we're trying to work with them really as best as we possibly can, try to offer them, let them cool off for a few days, try reaching out to them again and see what we can really do for them. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my rant and my talk about the repairs that we do here. We do USB-C repairs. We do lots of MacBook spill, liquid spill repairs. We do MacBook USB-Cs. We're really good at that one. If you want to go ahead and check out, we have lots of videos on those. We do data recoveries, do lots of fun things here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a like. Really does help us a lot. Subscribe for more content. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.